What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chain Slap. Today we're going to put some auxiliary lighting on the TE250i here. I got some rock lights given to me. I'm going to put one on each side of these plastics. We're going to King of Hammers this year, so I want to make sure that I have plenty of lighting if we get stuck out riding at night, or if I choose to ride at night. We're going to be tying this into the factory headlight switch so that when I turn it on, everything else turns on. So let's get going. Alright, so the first part of this obviously is going to be to get this headlight off. There's these rubber straps on mine. Pretty sure it's probably the same on everybody's. There's also some posts down in here, if you can see them, that this sits into. I already kind of undid this. You're just going to unstrap it and carefully pull it away. It is still connected by wiring. Looks like this has been worked on before I had it. So we're actually going to tie into this end, the headlight end, so that I'm not messing with the factory plug at all. We'll solder and heat shrink to the actual headlight end. Alright, so these are our rock lights that we're working with. We've got quite a bit of cabling here. So these are going to go right here. Kind of up high. I don't want to cover the H too much. And then the wiring is going to go back down in through here and up. I'm going to clamp these to here, and that wire will pass through there. And the same thing on the other side as well. It'll zip tie probably with my fan module. Alright, so we're going to start with 1/4 inch because we got to put a hole in the plastic where the wire is going to go through, and then we're going to mount these. I'm not going to measure because, well, I've got laser eye. So alright, switch into the 7/32 bit. We're going to line this up with the edge, and then I'm going to drill a hole up here, drill a hole down here. Make sure that your finger's not in the way. Wow! Alright, so now we can put, I'm going to use M8 bolts through these, just because that's what the whole frickin' bike uses. Keep it simple. Alright, time for the 7/32 for the mounting hardware. Always got to take a Busch Latte drip break. And keep tightening. Alright, so I got these in my local auto parts store. This is what I'm going to use to protect the wire and to keep it in place. So I'm going to take these 8mm shroud bolt out here, that one out, and I'll take this one out. I'll put this clamp over the wire, put the bolt back through it. Tighten all the way back down. Keep it up out of the way, nice and tight, clean, looks good. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one in, and then we'll get to the other side. Alright, so on this side over here, I've got this guy that I'm going to put backwards, so it's closer to the frame, to put the clutch cable, the headlight cable, and this auxiliary light all in one here. Keep it nice and clean. Alright, we're going to start stripping these back and get them ready to solder. Alright, so we're going to use that heat coming out of this hole to shrink our two cables together. Alright, so once you get your soldering iron hot and you got your solder, thin solder, just like this, a little roll of it, they sell it like Harbor Freight and stuff. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hold this here. I always like to heat it up over the hole a little bit. You're going to get the conductor nice and hot. Try not to melt the sheathing on either side. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start drawing the solder into the copper. So this should melt right on. You'll kind of coat it. And then you'll start from the bottom, and what it'll do is it'll heat it, and it'll pull it all the way through the copper. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually drawing it in and pulling it down through. You want to make sure you get a lot of solder in there. Make sure that it's going to have plenty to pull through so that when it vibrates, which it will, that it doesn't fall apart and just break. So now on this side, we're going to strip these nice and long. Make sure they're even. Same thing with this side. Long, make sure they're even. Then we're going to take our little piece of heat shrink, slide it over one side. We have our other half on the other. And we're going to kind of twist these together. Try to keep it as flat as possible. So we need to be able to get the heat shrink over it. It'll look kind of like that. You guys can see that. Well, man, I couldn't be happier with how this came out. Lights look great. They work great. They give quite a bit of light. Stationary, so it won't move with the headlight. It'll just move with the bike while I'm leaning. Came out really good. Hell yeah. Alright, time for the moment of truth. Holy cow. Awesome. Super bright. Everything works. Hell yeah. Alright guys, as usual, thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned something today. I cannot wait for the King of the Hammers, man. It's going to be such a good time. It's our first time going, and it certainly won't be our last. Thank you guys again for all the support to the channel. Take it easy.